Miles is with us. Miles is in Wichita, Kansas. Hey, Miles, how can we help?
Hi, Mr. Ramsey. It's an honor and pleasure to speak with you today.
You too. What's up?
Well, I would like some advice from you on some purchase opportunities that I've got to buy a home. And with some aspects to my life, I'm wondering if I should pay cash for it or if I should try and get a mortgage or get a loan. I've pretty much got the cash to pay for it, but as a Christian, I'm wondering if I should, because I've got the chance to do that, if I should go ahead and do it, or because of the convenience, if I should just go ahead and get a mortgage on it. I'm the biggest stickler to my life aspect is I'm 20 years old, and I'm going to school part time. I work full time with my dad, and I've got 2 or 3 businesses besides that. And I'm wondering, is freeing up some of the cash for capital for what I do smart, or should I try and to keep it available for my businesses, or should I just put all of that capital into that house and keep it there and then just slowly
How much money do you have saved?
Right around $100,000.
And you're 20 years old.
Yes, sir.
How'd you do that?
Worked hard. I've been extremely blessed. My parents are very wise in raising me in a way to be debt-free, work hard. I took your Ramsey course through high school, and just as a general attitude to life, knowing everything is God's and knowing everything that I've got is not mine, and just managing it, as well as just keeping my expenses low and saving where I can.
You're amazing.
That's incredible.
So what kind of income are you earning a year between all these things you're doing?
So I don't specifically have a lot of income. Like I said, I work with my dad full time. My first real heavy year of work and income that I got from him was pretty much just last year and a half. I took home about $30,000. And then probably between all the other stuff I do, it's around $10,000.
So where did 100 come from again?
Just pretty much
that
saving.
doesn't get to 100.
Pretty much just saving. I mean, ever since I've been young, I mow lawns. I've been doing that since I was 12 or 13. Like I said, just being very blessed, and just I don't spend a lot of money.
Do you live with your mom and dad still?
Yes, I do. And that's another aspect of it. As I'm 20 years old, I'm going to school part time as well. So I'm looking to buy this house as a rental, and then when I graduate in a couple of years, try and move into it as my own house.
No, I would not buy a house.
You think that's the wise place to be?
I think the wise thing to do is for you to finish school before you worry. I would not get in the rental business. This is the don't get in the rental business while you're in college theme hour.
Yeah, it is. We didn't know it was, but it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't put you in the rental business while you're making $30,000 a year and trying to go through school. I don't mind you getting there, and you are an overachiever. You're an incredible young man, but let's not get confused about what got us here. It wasn't real estate. I love real estate, and I want you to own some real estate someday. I thought you were buying this house to move into, so that might have changed the answer, but I don't think it does. I think you're going to continue to pile up money, and you go ahead and get in school and get your butt in gear and get finished. And when you graduate and you leave home and you start your own life and you have a pile of cash, pay cash for your first home that you're going to live in, then start talking about buying rental property that you pay cash for. But I wouldn't get this out of order. I wouldn't get it backwards.
It's so tempting, too, I'm sure, Miles, because you have this pile of cash. You have $100,000, so you can rationalize in your head, well, I have this money, so I should buy a house. You're living at home. You're fine. Finish out school. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you have to spend it. Just like we were saying earlier, you're in a transitional time in your life. What you need today is not necessarily what you'll need or want in a year or 3 years. Finish out school and then make a decision about your housing situation and your money.
Yeah. So, with rare exceptions, if you never buy a piece of real estate before you're 25 years old, it's not the end of the world, including your home.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just move out and rent a little apartment and get your life started.
Yeah.
This idea that you have to move out into a furnished home with a skylight and a jacuzzi at 24 years old or 23 years old is just, guys, it's not talking down to you because you're young. All I'm saying is just have a little freaking patience.
Well, and one of the things I heard the most out of college, Dave, and I've heard it a million times, is you're throwing money away on rent. You're throwing money away on rent. You hear it again and again. That is an oversimplified statement on the situation. What you're buying is time, peace of mind. Someone else is dealing with all the maintenance of the home. There's so much more that goes into home ownership than just the purchase price of the house. And I think a lot of young people don't consider that. They don't think about a new AC unit, or you need a new roof, or something goes wrong, and all the headache that goes with it, whether you're living in it or not, that you may not want to take on.
Being a renter for 15 or 20 years is a bad idea. Being a renter for 36 months, while you're going through some transitional periods in your life, like leaving home for the first time, those kinds of things, is not dumb at all.
Yeah.
It's not dumb at all. Renters don't go to hell. It's not a salvation issue. Okay? I mean, you're not like done something completely stupid where you've ruined your whole life because you're a renter for a little while.
Yeah.
I've rented, and I own a bunch of real estate, and I believe in real estate, and I want you to get some real estate. But real estate purchases as an investment is very unwise and will set you back in your whole wealth building process. It will set you back, not push you forward, if you do it before you've done some of these other things. And so it is a late in the game, late in the baby steps idea that you invest in real estate. Because otherwise real estate will kick you in the teeth and will move you backwards in your wealth building. And so, no, you don't need to buy a rental house when you don't have a house that's paid for that you live in. No, you don't need to buy a rental house until you have graduated from college. No, you don't need to buy a rental house until you can pay cash for it. No, you don't need to buy a rental house until you're out of debt, own a home, have an emergency fund in place, and have paid off your home. No, you don't need to buy a rental house before you're 25 unless you're in a very, very unusual situation. Now, this young man here is pretty incredible. He's done some really cool stuff. Yeah. But here's the thing, dude. You buy a house right now with all that money, and you're not making but 30 grand, you don't have any money. You gave up all your money. If I thought you were going to tell me in this business you're making $100,000 a year or something. I didn't know where this money, but this has been from 12 years old.
You've
been saving
every
your
penny.
Yard cutting money, and that's how you got here. So you're a tremendous saver. You are not yet a tremendous earner. You will be, I think, just listening to you. I think you're incredible. I think you're going to be a big place when you're making 60 or 80,000 or 180,000, it makes this equation completely different, and that's where you're going to be when you graduate with your 4-year degree and you have your full-on career and you're doing stuff because you're a dude that gets stuff done.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. You're not gonna die. You're not stupid. You're not throwing money away to rent for 36 months. From your 22nd birthday to your 25th birthday. It's just not the end of the freaking world. And that includes those of you getting married. And she wants to buy a house or he wants to buy a house. I don't give a crap. You're broke. When broke people buy houses, you get broker. And that's why they call them real estate brokers. That's where that comes from. So, and I've done that, and lots of people have done that.
Yep.
And we've seen the strain and the coaching over the years. You and I have both seen it over and over and over again.
Yep.